Really? You think God would use that to help us, even to draw us to him? That also to me seemed like a lame excuse for evil. But think about that for a second. You know, when I was an atheist, I would have said, hey, if God wanted me to be a Christian, he'd just snap his fingers and it would happen. Well, you know what? God made several efforts. Those things were out there. You might think, why wouldn't God just make it happen? Well, he's calling. Are you paying attention? When I was an atheist, there were several things available to me in which God was clearly speaking to me. There's this crazy book called the Bible. I refused to read it. There were these nut job pastors that would, like, you turn the radio every 2-3 seconds, half an inch, you'd find 4 preaching pastors like Jack Hibbs preaching the gospel on the radio. I found a way to ignore that. God would even send me people. I'd find a way to ignore them. Well, guess what? If you're willing to ignore all these efforts, which are really kind of benign, peaceful efforts that could call you, there's another way to get you. You sure you want me to do that? If you ignore all the other ways, God may simply drive you to the throne. And it'll probably be through some form of evil that he allows to work in your life so you will see your need. Nobody wants to think of it this way. Here's how Lewis puts it. Let me implore the reader to try to believe, if only for the moment, that God, who made these deserving people, may really be right when he thinks that their modest prosperity and the happiness of their children are not enough to make them blessed. That all this must fall from them in the end. And that if they have not learned to know him, they will be wretched. And therefore he troubles them, warning them in advance of an insufficiency that one day they will have to discover. The life to themselves and their families stands between them and the recognition of their need. He makes that life less sweet to them. Some of you in this room know that God has had to make your life less sweet to you so you'll pay attention. Because the thing that's been standing between us and God is often the stuff that we think is important when it really isn't. And God will sometimes take that stuff away so you'll get it.